Good morning. Today we are making Nigella Lawson's carrot ginger cake, and I like to bring all the ingredients up to room temperature before I start. So I usually get up early before the sun has come up and get the ingredients out, and even the ingredients for the icing, which are waiting here in the wings. And I'll show you the icing after we make the main part of the cake. So we're going to first start with our dry ingredients. So I have 2 cups of flour in this bowl. I'm going to add to it a teaspoon of baking powder, and then a half teaspoon of baking soda, and a 1/4 teaspoon of fine salt. And just mix that together lightly. And then we'll set that aside for the time being. We're going to add to the mix master 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. Add into there. I'm going to add to it 2 eggs. And then we're going to add 3/4 of a cup of vegetable oil. And I'm just going to give that a mix. And while that is mixing, I hope you can still hear me, I've grated the carrots. So it's about 1 3/4 cups of carrots. And I peel and chop the carrots and then use this very handy device, which is a mini chopper, which I love. And it's my mother's, and as you can see, it still has the plastic coating on the cord, even though it's probably 25 years old. And my mother was Irish, so that's a very Italian thing to do, to keep as many covers on things for as long as you possibly can. I'm not really sure why. So that's mixed up a little bit. What we're going to do is add to this, and this is the fun part, is about 4 tablespoons of chopped crystallized or candied ginger into the mix. We're also going to add about a cup of chopped walnuts. Give that a little bit of a mix as well. And then we're going to add the dry ingredients to the mix. So just pour that in a couple of portions and let that mix up. It'll become somewhat dry and dense, but once we add the carrots, it will loosen up a little bit. Okay. You may need to turn your mixer up a little bit, or if you're doing it by hand, you're gonna need some extra elbow grease in that stage. So once you see that that is mixed, then you can add your carrots. I'll turn that off so that you can hear me. So add the carrots into the mix. Usually do it in maybe a couple of mixes, just to make sure it's getting well mixed in there. Now I can add the second amount of carrots. And a carrot cake is usually very moist, quite dense. And the icing that I'm going to put on the top only, not the sides, because it's a single layer cake, is just a cream cheese, butter, icing sugar, and again with a little bit of candied ginger in it. So that looks like it's fairly well mixed. So turn that off. You may need to give your beater a little bit of a pat to get it off. I'll take it out and show you what it looks like. So it's a fairly dense batter. I'm going to take the batter and put it into a springform pan. I didn't have any parchment paper, so I'm using foil and then a little bit of cooking spray. I'm going to put it in here and then into the oven for I think about 40 minutes at 325, and it will rise a little bit. Take it out, and while it's cooling, I'll get onto the icing and we'll be back to show you what that looks like.